What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? So we back again for another episode review of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 16, episode 15, chapter 3, Rebirth. Again, actually this was a fun episode, I will say that. Okay, girl, I'm so damn tired. Y'all, sometimes it annoys me when I get on this camera and I can visibly see the bags under my eyes because I'm tired. Girl, it's just been a lot. It's been a lot. I have to work this weekend and then I go to work tomorrow. But then after that, I got 3 days off. So that's fine. If you don't see me before then, happy Juneteenth. You know, I just really feel some type of way about the fact that everybody and their mom get Juneteenth out now. But hey, that's neither here nor there. Meanwhile, let's get into it. The episode was cute. We finally getting up out of Grenada though. But I will say, that ending of the episode, it was real fun. That was some fun stuff. And that is the stuff that I want to do when I come to the islands, okay, to the Caribbean. I always want to go to Carnival. Bitch, somebody take me to Carnival. Okay, I just want to participate. I want to have fun too, girl. But anyway, so we get up into the episode. And, you know, it's picking up from where we left off last week. Last week, at the very end, it was that whole situation with Shamia and her daughter, Shiloh, and that situation, which was very much unfortunate. And I'm still confused about that. I need Shamia to get up on here and to explain exactly what the freak happened. Okay, because when she was on the phone with her mother, and as I'm looking at her mother, I'm so sorry, y'all. As I'm looking at her mom, I was like, how was her mama and Portia mama friends? It's like two different vibes, okay? And it feels as though like the reason why they're not friends now is because Shamia mama probably threw a Bible verse at her, and Portia mama said, "Girl, please." Mind you, Portia grew up in the church too, so I don't know. It just gives two different spectrums, you know, two different extremes. I don't know. Portia mama gives 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Shamia mama gives all the way in for the Lord. So, you know what I'm saying? That type of situation. But she was on the phone with her and she was just talking about everything that was going on. She was giving her an update. Mom had went over there to go see what was happening. And she said, baby, they had went up into that house. It was cold as hell up in there. And see, this is the part that is really, really frustrating me. Of me trying to grasp and understand, because why was it so cold in the house? I get that the air conditioner probably was on or whatever, but if the baby is sick, why is it so cold in the house to the point where it took an hour to warm the baby up? And then the nurse who was supposed to be there watching, or whoever it was, she had on a freaking jacket or a coat because it was that darn cold. What was going on? And then you didn't have no socks on the baby. You didn't have nothing on the baby. What is happening? This is a child that has issues, like medical issues, literally. And you really got I'm just so confused. But the baby is okay, thank goodness. She has chronic illness that, you know, you have to be very careful with her because she could possibly go to the hospital all the time. And then the house is cold as hell. I'm just so confused by that. But thank goodness that the baby is okay, right? And so then we get to I'm just gonna put it out here. I'm glad they was able to have fun after that whole situation with Shamia the night before. And of course they had a little drunken night, which was great. I love when they do that. I don't care what happened before. I love when they come together and, you know, it's like, put all our worries to the side for a minute. Yeah, I'm pissed at you. I don't with you. But let me get drunk and touch your ass, okay? And touch your tits. That's basically what they do. And then they go back to hating each other the next day once they sober up. It happens in all Housewives. Y'all notice that? Y'all remember on Housewives of Potomac? Y'all remember on Housewives of Potomac? Wendy and them weren't getting along, but they were showing each other their vaginas when they got drunk. Yeah. That type of stuff. It'd be fun. Because it'd be like, well, it'd be like that sometimes. But anyway, moving on from that. So yeah, they had a good time. Angela and Drew, the next morning, their little conversation, because I knew I wasn't the only one that was feeling the same way that they was feeling, and I'm so glad that they spoke up. Baby, calling it out about Brittany and her dramatics. Because I love you. I will always love you. I'm going to be here for you forever because you my girl. You my girl. I said, bitch, it just really didn't move me. It moved me the way that it moved Drew in there. Because Angela said, I was keeping it together until I looked over to you and I seen your face. Now, what's that, Angela, when they played it back? Because I didn't rewind it because I didn't feel like it. But when they played it back and all of a sudden you saw somebody head go like this. That shit would have been me because I would have started busting up laughing right in there. I would have been like, girl, what the fuck? Please don't do no stuff like that around me. Especially if I have liquor in my system. Do not do that around me because I'm either going to look at you like, the fuck is going on? Or I'm going to actually say it. And I'm going to laugh. Okay? This is supposed to be a serious bonding moment, but you just... Girl, it was funny to me. Okay? And then titties came out, you know. So, hey, there's that. And then you got this whole situation where Phaedra was talking to, I think, Cynthia and Portia. They talking about everything that was going on. You know, speaking of, let me just talk about this whole situation. This Simon situation. Puss. This Simon situation. So Simon, I already talked about this. If you haven't seen my What It Is, I spoke on this in the What It Is. Simon is out of immigration, right? He been in ICE custody this whole goddamn time, okay? So it was like a month or so, you know, a little over a month or a little under a month, something like that, right? He's been detained in ICE, right? They let him go, deported him back to Nigeria, okay? So he over there in Nigeria. You know, what's up, cousins? Cause listen, I'm one of the ones that claim they Nigerian roots, baby. I'm half my DNA is from Nigeria. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, you got that going on, right? And with that being said, I was just like, what? He was in there that whole time, and they said you can't step foot over here. Boop. Listen, he gonna be back. He gonna be back. Cause this ain't the first time he was deported. He been over here illegally. He got deported because he was over here illegally and they took his ass back and he brought his ass back over here some way, somehow. It made a whole life. Okay? And so now he's back over there in Nigeria. And we already heard about the settlement and all that stuff. Like he basically the prenup that was had in their marriage is now being enforced. Okay? Portia's getting like $40,000 a month. For the most part, for like the next 18 months or 15 months, something like that, and spousal support, getting the house if he don't, appeal it or whatever in the next, I think, 80 days or 180 days or 50, something like that. He got some time to appeal it next few months, which I'm pretty sure he's going to do. And then my whole thing is, what recently just came out, a recording that we heard Portia talking to the judge and all that stuff, basically saying that she was paying his child support for two of his kids while he was detained up in ICE. Now let me tell you something. I know some people like, oh my God, that's what you do when you really love somebody. Like you really, really love somebody. You put your differences to the side and you don't let the kids, let the kids suffer and all that stuff. Now, on the one hand, yes, but, listen, we literally just looked at the show and Portia been on here crying about how PJ misses Simon, want to talk to him. I send him a text telling him about PJ. He reads it, don't say nothing. I call, don't answer the phone. PJ want to talk to you, all that stuff, woo, woo, and you ignore it, but I'm over here paying child support for your two kids. All right, be mature. I'm not there yet. And I know the kids ain't the one that suffer. I mean, well, shouldn't have to suffer, whatever. But it was just for a month. So, I'll give it that. But I just find it so coinky dinky. But anyway, you got that going on, right? And so they sitting there talking about the fact, and even poor Drew and Angela brought this up about how, Brittany and Kelly. See, now we finna see the breakdown of their relationship, because we already saw the breakdown between Shamia and Portia, and they somewhat fixed that, but we saw they still kind of broke down. I don't know if they cool now, but from last time we saw, they weren't. But now we finna see the breakdown of the friendship between Kelly and Britt. But see, I don't put too much weight on this friendship. You want to know why? Because when the show came on and they was explaining everybody's relation to everybody, Britt and Kelly had only known each other for like a year or so. Like, they were cool, but they ain't known each other that long. Okay, so I mean, all right. So technically speaking, they still getting to know each other. And sometimes relationships forms real quick, and you get that bond real quick, and then just as quick as you get it, that be just as quick as you fall out and be like, yeah, this ain't for me. And that feel like what's going on right by now, because Kelly been shaking the hell out of Brett, especially ever since this lawsuit been going on and all this stuff. So yeah, but we about to see that breakdown, especially in next week's episode, because everybody has noticed that Kelly and Brett, they really ain't been click-clacking the way that they usually be click-clacking, because, when Shamia was saying some things about the donations and all that stuff, either Kelly was sitting there agreeing, and then she kind of reprimanded Britt in front of everybody, instead of just saying that, we already talked about this or whatever, so why are you doing this, or woo, you wasn't coming to her defense and all that stuff. Everybody is noticing this. Because this conversation is also being had with Portia and Cynthia and Phaedra. Phaedra also put up there and said that, Britt was talking to her and basically said that Kelly felt some type of way about the fact that she was using her makeup people, and she told her, no, you can't use my makeup people at all. You can't use my stylist. You can't use nothing right about now. And on the one hand, I got to see how it was said. Okay, but I mean, if I brought it for myself, if I brought the team for myself and I'm paying for it myself, that's my right to say who can if I want to, because I'm going to be the one that's paying for it. I'm pretty sure Britt is not paying for anything. She let you use that one time when you was going through what you was going through, but we passed that. You knew we was coming on a trip. You knew that you couldn't do your own makeup and you couldn't style your own stuff, so you should have had your own little team together. That's what all the girls do on the Housewives when they go on trips, especially Atlanta. Everybody get their mommy be having a team. We know this. And then, you ask first. If you don't, you ask first. Come to find out, Kelly basically said that girl had a meeting with her people to do some stuff like without her. Like, no, we don't do that. We don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And they did have a little conversation about that at one point, because Britt was saying how, it feels passive aggressive. Okay, like if you have an issue, just tell me. I want you to stick up for me, have my back, feel like you can have my back in public as well as private. Okay, and if I can't speak up for you in public, but I can speak up for you in private, now obviously I feel like for me, I probably feel like you deserve to get that chewed out in public, so I'm gonna sit back and let you have it, and then I'm gonna just come to your defense in private or whatever. But then again, when it comes to me, honestly, I don't do stuff like that. So if I don't feel like, I don't do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sugarcoat it to spare your feelings or whatever. Because if we friends, and if you fucking up, and if you did something wrong and you need to be told about it, I'm going to tell you about it. Will I really put you on blast like that in front of everybody, or pile on? No, but I'm a damn sure tell you, but I'm not going to make it so obvious that I got an issue with you. So there's that. But at the same time, I just don't feel like it's just the whole thing about the makeup and using her team and all that stuff. It had, or the donation, because Kelly was, Britt thought that it was something else going on between Kelly and, Shamia and her issue. And she was like, is it really just about this goddamn donation, or is it something else? And Kelly was speaking for Shamia and saying, no, it was just a donation. I don't know what it is. Okay? And I just feel like it's a little bit deeper when it comes to Kelly and Britt. It can't just be about no team, makeup team, and a stylist team or whatever team. It can't be about that. It has to be about something else, okay? Meanwhile, we get this scene where Kelly and Shamia and Drew was sitting out there by the pool, and Kelly was talking about how she has to talk to her attorney. This is the last conversation that they're going to have before they actually go into like the divorce proceeding. I guess the actual divorce case, go to court. And we just see the similarities that Drew and her have together. And it's so crazy because you go back 2 episodes ago and Kelly was talking about how everybody here, just about everybody here, has a problem with Drew minus Cynthia. And I'm like, what was your problem with Drew? I just didn't get that part, because now we're seeing that they literally have so much in common. What? What's this? Oh. Well, girl, I don't know what that is. Cut that out, okay? Anyway, girl, this wife just be doing stuff. Anyway, so yeah, you got that. They got so much stuff in common. I'm so sorry, y'all. It's rude. They have a lot of things in common for the fact that they're both going through divorces. Both niggas ain't acting right. Both of their husbands is going through multiple attorneys. Kelly's soon-to-be ex-husband, he's on his 6th attorney. Drew's husband, he's on his 3rd attorney. Bitch, come to find out they got married on the same day. This would have been, I think, did Kelly say this is her 10th anniversary? And then, you know, Drew said her 10th anniversary or whatever, coming up to Ralph, she wanted to renew their vows or whatever. So I'm going to assume that Ralph really did vow divorce. Listen, have y'all been seeing what Ralph has been doing for the past couple of days or so? I'm going to tell you this, Ralph. What is it supposed to prove? And no, I'm not saying that Drew gets a pass or whatever. And all it proved to me is that Drew is a liar. Like, everybody been saying Drew is a liar. Like, girl, we said that. And I literally sat here and I said, Drew don't lie about big shit. She lie about little shit that you don't really have to lie about sometimes. And it'd be so subtle. Okay? The little white lies type of situation, you know. But in this case, about the whole Ty and her doing what they was doing, girl, of course she ain't gonna get on this camera and say, hell yeah, I let that girl eat my cat. You know, she ain't gonna get a happy pride. She ain't gonna get up here and say that. No, she's gonna lie about it, okay? And from one lesbian to the next lesbian who's watching it, baby, we already knew. Okay, we already knew, girl. That picture that he posted with Drew was knocked out in that car with Ty. And then somebody said, she put that finger to work. Put her ass to sleep, bitch. I said, it's not funny, but it is. Because Ralph is on this get you gotcha type of situation. And Ralph, you're not a good guy, okay? You're really not the good guy that you're trying to portray yourself as. You want everybody to believe that you didn't cheat, you didn't do nothing. Baby, most of the time when women do stuff in relationships like this, baby, they doing it in retaliation, okay? Because they sick of your shit, all right? You're probably doing some other shit, okay? And you want us to believe that Tampa was a made-up storyline for her to stay on the show? Absolutely fuck not. But when it comes down to that black situation, them text messages that he put out, if they really is hers, Joe, you messing around with that man. Oh my God, did you forget that your phone was connected to the iCloud? What is happening? How did he get those messages? It was all messy and good, but at the same time, I was like, Ralph, boy, sit down. Sit down, okay? But post some more, but sit down at the same time before somebody come out and start posting guilty, okay? Like, why are you embarrassing the mother of your kids? Like, I get it at the same time because I don't see Drew going hard at Ralph like this, right? And again, I get that, you know, relationships come, they go, they have their issues, their ups and downs and all that stuff. But y'all got kids, not one child, but multiple kids together. And look at the example. And one of them especially is of age to be on social media or to be around people that be on social media and see the stuff, and so therefore these kids coming back telling them, oh, your mama did this and your mama got your mama da, 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 da. You know, all of this stuff. You're embarrassing the mother of your child for what gain? It's not getting you cool points, boo boo. I don't get it, my G. Like, what's the end goal? You want the lady to hate you? Is it that you mad because in some of them when he was posting the text messages, he'll post a tweet, he'd be like, yeah, these the messages that she was singing, send it to this dude, whatever. Like she's very much in a sexual relationship with Black, according to Ralph, according to Blue. She's very much in a sexual relationship with him, but yet she over here trying to get back with me. Is that what it is? Because you found out that, you know, she went on ahead and did what she did with her man? And you feel like listen, niggas in their mind frame, like, they mindset, all that stuff is just, like, bewildering. But, okay, Ralph. What you want us to do about it? But damn, bitch, you finna be the new Patricia, the new Peter. Ain't Peter finna go to jail next month? Peter finna go to jail next month in a couple of weeks, bitch. Anyway, pay your taxes. But yeah, you got that going on. They got that situation. I feel bad for Kelly and the stuff that her husband is doing to her. You know, when she was on that phone talking to the attorney and kind of found out he gifted her some land or whatever so that they can put the buildings up and all that stuff. Kind of found out because they end up divorced, he got bitter and sold it to one of his friends. And didn't even give her the real paperwork and all that stuff. Well, I said, what? You can take the gifts back like that? How about you can't do that? Because it's a gift, so it's no longer yours. It's the person that you gifted it to. Especially, did you put it in your name, her name? Then if you put it in her name, that's a legal matter. So maybe that's what it was. Baby, make sure they put the shit in your name. Okay? Give me the stuff. Put it in my name. I take it. Nope, put it in my name. If you really about that. You can't, no backseas. Okay? So you got that going on. The way Brittany was talking about the whole situation in her confessional about between her and Kelly, yeah, she was like, what she wanna really be pissed off about and tell the truth about is the fact that, you know, I went and I took her people. I was like, damn, bitch, calm the fuck down. Now we trying to really see that, yeah, y'all not finna be getting along a little bit. And on that preview for next week, Kelly had said she hadn't spoken to Britt since Grenada. And I said, God damn. Then you had what else was happening? You had the Prime Minister of Tourism come out there, and of course they were good. They act like they ain't never seen a fine man in their life. They ain't never seen a man. They ain't never seen a well put together man. What's going on? Y'all well traveled. A lot of y'all on this show is well traveled. Y'all act like y'all ain't never seen a fine Black man before. Okay, but so yeah, he come over there telling them about the event that's going on. They have a carnival, the jab. And you know, I've seen periodically the people dressed up in the oil with the horns and all of that, but I never knew what it was. And so, you know, they teaching us some goddamn lesson because I didn't know what it was. Okay, let's talk. Let's get into it. Because I like stuff like this. You know, I don't want to go to no place and I don't know what the fuck is going on. All right, I'm participating. Don't know what the hell I'm participating in. Baby, this is culture. Okay? African Americans got stuff like this going on over here. What we got? We got Juneteenth. And we got whatever else the fuck we want to too. Okay? But, you know, everything comes down to the motherland. We got all this. Girl, a lot of this shit, y'all just got to understand. A lot of the stuff, white supremacy, colonization, has made a lot of people, a lot of Black people lose their roots, lose their culture, their ancestral culture, deem their ancestral culture and practices as demonic because it's not Christianity. Mind you, Christianity, that's white supremacy to control people. That we can get into it. We can get into it, but that's how they use it. Okay, they forced it upon a lot of us. But you know, it is what it is. But you know, our stuff goes deep. Okay, and we need to stop looking at stuff in a demonic way because it's not. under the Christianity umbrella. Girl, come on now. Okay, everything ain't goddamn demonic. But, because I know somebody gonna say some shit. Get some culture in your goddamn life, you know? So, they going to Jab Jab. It says, it's a significant cultural tradition in Grenada during the Spicemas Carnival. It is post-emancipation masquerade derived from the French word diable, meaning devil. Jab Jab revelers embodied a fearsome devil-like character, often covered in black oil or paint, horns, chains, symbolizing resistance and defiance against oppression. Baby, they called Jab Jabs, they called them that, and they basically meant that they was the devils, that they was niggas. That's what they called black folks, okay? And I'm sitting here like, so you took the peoples from their goddamn homeland, and you want to call them devils? You want to call them black fucking devils, bitch? If they some devils, take them back. Why you bring them here then? Like, motherfuckers just really don't be making sense. The people didn't make sense back in the day, and I'm talking about the oppressors. They don't make sense today either. So, you know, at least they're consistent in that. Yes, the origin traces back to slavery. And Africans adopted the Jab Jab persona as a way to mock their oppressors. It's the same way how, like, when you go down to New Orleans in Mardi Gras, and they got the Zulu. Is it the Zulu, bitch? The one where they do the blackface? It's them mocking it, okay? Because when I first seen that shit, I said, hold the fuck up. But then I had to look into it, and I said, oh. So basically, you taking the insult and turning that shit on the fucking head. That's like we took the word nigga. That's like we take bitch and be like, you know, bitch don't necessarily mean bitch what you mean all the time, but you know, you my bitch, you know what I'm saying? That type of thing. You my nigga, you know. Don't you say it if you're not supposed to, but you get what I'm saying. So that's just really what it is. And then, you know, they out there having fun. And, you know, cool. It's a lot. But they was twerking. All their ass was shaking. Now, I was surprised that Phaedra, bitch. Phaedra. All right, girl. It is so crazy to see the evolution of Phaedra, though. Because when Phaedra first came on, she was the Southern Belle, which, you know, she still claims to be. So churchy a little bit, you know, with the hats on and all that stuff, whatever, and all of that. Now, mama is out here with her lips plumps, her ass out, titties out, you know, twerking on this, getting pumped by this one and all that. I'm just like, God damn. She said, shit, at least I took the pill. I got my little IUD and maybe, hopefully, I don't get pregnant out here. Bitch, when she said, hell, I think I probably impregnated Cynthia. Cynthia probably impregnated me. I don't know. I ain't gonna lie, that was funny. Okay, Phaedra, you had me on that one. I ain't even gonna hold you, all right? I ain't got nothing bad to say. Portia was throwing that ass, okay? You know, and one thing about it, two things for sure, I cannot stand a person, whether it's natural or whether it's brought. If you have an ass and you don't know how to work that bitch, you do the ancestors a disservice, okay? Because the ancestors probably was throwing ass too. And I've seen some videos where they're out there doing some things, okay? We get it from the ancestors, you know? But yes, I really feel like if you have you were literally blessed. Because all of us is not blessed with that. And y'all better be glad I ain't got one. As gay and somewhat masculine as I am, bitch, had I had an ass, woo! Fuck you mean, okay? I'd probably be a film. No, let me stop playing. I wouldn't, but, you know, that ass would be doing some things. But anyway, yeah. Portia, you was doing a lot. Shamia said, listen, Black of the Berry, you know what it is, okay? She liked that. I said, I know, it's good. I do too. It's lovely. And so, you know, they was all having a good time. Now, the only thing that I would probably have a problem with is putting all that goddamn oil everywhere. And I'm like, who the fuck is going to scrub this shit off my bag? Okay, because it was everywhere. Some of them people had oil in their ass crack. All right? Like, how they get it out their hair and everything. When Cynthia put the hair condom on, she was talking to a man. That was funny. But the ladies enjoyed themselves. They had such a good time. They came back. You know, you got Britt talking about how she scrubbed down Phaedra. I mean, hey, you got to do what you got to do in the name of sisterhood. All right? You watch my back, I watch yours. You do what you got to do. All right? Thou should not let our sister go out looking oily as fuck, okay? No, we're not going to go to the airport like that, okay? We're going to look somewhat decent, okay? That was cool. So they have breakfast and all of that, and Portia had did a little photo shoot before they went to Jab Jab with for Shamia. Let her borrow her swimsuit, a bathing suit, whatever, and her big hat. You know, something to lift her spirits up because of the things that she was going through. And then that's her bestie. So, cool. But I'd be mad if I was Shamia. Because on the goddamn last day, full day that we there, my bag's going to show up. Bitch, you shipped here so we can ship you back out. What the fuck? God, I would have been so mad. But at least they showed up. Then we found out, Kelly, she was up there on the phone or whatever, she was talking, and then she said the crystal that she had broke, and she had to look it up to see what it meant, and it symbolizes the end of a relationship or something like that. And so, you know, she took that as a sign, like, yeah, let's go, let's get this done, all this stuff, woo, 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 blah, blah, blah. So she go ahead and she throw that shit out there in the water, and it was like, because this is what we came here to be, renewed, rebirth, re-energized, all this stuff, reborn, all of this, right? And basically ended it on a positive note. We all came together. We had our differences, but we all put that to the side. We got through it, and we're good. But next week, bitch, they said 72 hours later, Brittany and her ain't talking. Some other shit going on. I just really want to know what the fuck happened between her and Britt. Okay? For real, for real. And then Britt over there talking some shit to them about Kelly. Kelly still ain't divorced. Her husband had to go to jail. Girl, what the hell? It's just a lie. I really want to look, see what's gonna happen. But you guys tell me how y'all felt about this episode. And ooh, I just noticed I ain't really been coughing as much. Well, actually, I ain't really been coughing like that. So it's alleviating. I hope by next week, for real, it be gone. Because I'm still a little congested. I'm pretty sure you can hear it a little bit. I sound a little nasal. I sound like Britt. Imagine walking around talking like, I hate the way my voice been sounding for the past couple of weeks. All nasal and shit. I hate that. Imagine walking around for the rest of your life sounding like that. Because you gotta... Anyway, let me get the hell up out of here. Y'all, have a good one. Enjoy your week. And happy Juneteenth to everybody. And everybody that deserves it, that's supposed to be. Okay. Y'all be good, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.